Hi everyone, welcome to this edition of Addington News, brought to you out of Chunky's Corner, which is the home of the smoker. Darren, I can smell, I can almost taste it because I had the pork belly bites last Friday night. They were outstanding.
Yeah, look, this is getting really popular now. It's proving to be one of the places that people come and grab something to eat, along with the other areas around the course. But this is something that will continue to rack up during the summer months in particular. And yeah, just something a wee bit different. There's always a bit of a bar here with a couple of craft beers on, and there's alcoholic lemonade from one of the companies there, so it's always popular.
That's pretty good. Last Friday night was excellent. We had the joint absolutely packed out. It was really good. I think we had something like 1,400 guests having a meal here, and I went around each of the rooms, and they were here to celebrate the year and enjoy the harness racing.
Yeah, look, those Christmas meetings are really massive for us. They had a really good time. As we say, we've got music in each floor. I think Christian Cullen, they had a band in there, and yeah, they were having a good time after the last. So
yep.
It's terrific, and it brings all those social groups to the races. And as we've said, there's a wee bit of entertainment that they take in with the racing, as well as their entertainment in their own room.
What about members this week? We've got the prize draws.
Yeah, so the prize draws that we do periodically with members, we've been doing those over the Christmas period leading up to Christmas, so they're again this week for members that are in the room and their guests, and those members that have been going in those prize draws over the last 3 or 4 meetings also go into our Christmas Cracker prize draws, which will be drawn next Monday, and those winners will be notified of a number of prizes there, which will be quite cool leading up to Christmas.
All right, trainers and drivers, the licence holders shout that you try and do each and every Christmas. It's on next week.
Yep, and it's just adjacent to the smoker, just over here in front of Twigger's door and around the back of the IRT barbecue, so that area will be fenced off for licence holders that have supported Addington right throughout the season. So that's any licence holder. You don't have to have a horse in next week to come and enjoy a bit of a Christmas shout with us.
Beautiful. First 2 meetings back in the new year, 2023, are the 27th of January and the 3rd of February. We've got Back on Track, $45 per head. Your drinks on top of that. Addington.co.nz, best place to go there.
Yeah, and the 27th, Joe tells me, is already starting to fill up. It seems a long way away, the 27th of January, but already starting to fill up. And that'll be our first meeting back. So if you're looking for trackside dining, have a look, addington.co.nz, book those tickets online. As you say, $45 a head, pretty good deal. Yeah,
look, a really competitive race night on Friday night. Excellent racing at Auckland as well. They've got the Group 1 Rossland's Queen of Hearts, and of course it's Invercargill Cup down there on Saturday night it is. It starts about 4 o'clock. If you want to have a bet at Addington though, the River Boy should win race 2. Excellent first up. Ted's Legacy gets a barrier draw to operate from in race 7, and Mason Shard I thought was very, very good here, won 5th last week, and if you want to check that out on the Herb or Stride Master, you'll be impressed as well, Darren, so I think she'll be pretty hard to beat. We'll do the full meeting preview, but let's go away and do that and then celebrate the first win, of course, of Zara Power, who got that last week too.
Rightio, let's get into a full meeting preview for this Friday night, another Christmas at the Races meeting, the penultimate meeting for the season for us. Race 1, Greg Avon City Ford Mobile Pace, 2,600, and we get underway at 5:17.
Yeah, Darren, the best horses in this race have drawn wide, courtesy of the pref barrier draw, and Heisenberg and Terry are those two. They really should run 1-2. Won't be exactly easy for them, but I do like both of them. I'd go for Heisenberg, of course, won on Cup Day, paid a good price. Won't be paying anywhere near that tonight, but on Friday night, 7 to beat 6. Cloudy Bay will go forward. I can see her being in the fight for a very long way and may add to the Telfers total to try and win them the premiership. And then you've got Deceptive Lee, and if you say so, is not the worst out of the Warren Stapleton barn. But I think Heisenberg, Terry, just about a good Quinella to start the night.
Race number 2 is the first leg of the early quaddie. Better bet for Pierre Mobile Trot, 1980 and 542.
Yeah, racetrack return of the River Boy was a good one. Has always shown the potential to win more than a race, and it should be winning this one. It's a mobile this week, barrier 3. Should be in the fight throughout, should be winning it. So it's a clear top pick for mine. Noah Magnifique looked the winner at the 200. In fact, looked the winner all of the way last week. Rolled into a gallop in the race won by Greenback Don. Would only need to stay trotting the mare by Majestic Sun to go very close in this. So you've got to have it in. A Hill Too Many's well bred and has some trial form. So there's a bit to like about that Ken Barron runner. So he's got 2 in the race. And Bonnie Baggery had trialled nicely before those 2 race day runs. I think she's a bit better than that, so I'm prepared to give her a first 4 chance. 3, 6, 9 and 12 with the River Boy, one of the top bets of the evening.
Race number 3, Mark's Automotive Junior Drivers Mobile Trot, 2600 at 6:10.
And his boys, the one I've gone for here, was heavily back first up for the hopes and just got it wrong early on. But after that was pretty good. I quite like this horse. I think it can win this and it'll go very close. I think, again, a mobile, it's a junior drivers event, but I do think Anna's Boy will be the hardest one to beat. Martha Stewart gets into this race nicely, prepared to forgive it its last performance as well, because it got checked at the start and really wasn't her fault. She's much better than that, and she's got Carter Delgetti this week, so she'll be pretty competitive in this one, I think. Boss Kenny comes out of that Cup Day win, has had a trial since then. It'll be right in this too, and Salvo is better, way better than the last start performance if you actually go back 2 starts at Timaru, and that third was solid enough to suggest it'll be competitive here. But yeah, I reckon Anna's Boy can take out race number 3.
Race number 4, sponsored by Woodland Stud, Down by the Seaside, making a splash, Mobile 1980 at 6:38. Massive partners with Addington Woodland Stud, Greg, sponsoring a number of fillies and mares races throughout the season.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, they've got a cracking race here. I mentioned on the box seat, actually, this could be the Craig Thompson My Sky race of the week, because, gee, there'll be some winners come out of this. Cougar Express has got race day form and trial form. Tuapeka Lou, trial form, well back last time, put on a bit of a display. It's got to be better than that. Field of Poppies won at the trials last time. Treasure Trail's been good on race day. Jimmy Ray, John Morrison said on Trots Talk, which if you don't tune in is on SENZ on a Sunday morning, 11 till 12. This is the horse to follow out of his barn. Carmelite has the ability to win a maiden, as does Icy Stixie. It's just a good race, really good race. I'll go for Field of Poppies. I spoke to Brendan Hill about this filly by Vincent, and he said she can win races. The trial was good, so I'll go for her. Tuapeka Lou, Cougar Express, Jimmy Ray, all in the mix here, but each way the 3 for me.
Race number 5 is the KB Electrics Fillies and Mares Mobile Pace, 1980 at 7:03, and this crew with KB Electrics, Greg, on course, are going to have a pretty good night.
The man they call Ice Cream. He's associated with the Linwood Rugby League team, Neil Michelle. But I'm going to forgive him that tonight because he's coming to Addington, he's sponsoring, and he's got he part owns Straight Flush, so he's going to be in for a good time. He's going to really enjoy himself, as will the team from KB Electrics. They've got their Christmas party, so they'll have a great night out, and I hope Straight Flush goes well for them. It's made its way into my top 4. I thought Chambray would be really hard to beat. Got to remember she comes out of No Matter What Oaks of a couple of weeks ago. Should be good enough to be right in the fight here. So I'll go for her on top. Glory's Delight's very consistent. Races well at Addington Raceway. Got to have it in. Coachella is better than her form would indicate. So she's a decent sort of a chance. And then I went for Straight Flush. But yeah, Chambray might be able to repel the challenge of the Telfer team just slightly. But it appears they've got more arsenal than the All-Stars. But Chambray's a good chance in the 5th.
Race number 6, talking about partners with Addington Raceway, Air Park Canterbury Handicap Trot, 2600 at 7:28. And of course, big sponsors with us, Air Park Canterbury, part of the ownership card that the owners get on race night with their free drink and the likes, and does a great job, Graham Harris.
Yeah, good on Graham too. It's fantastic to have him as part of the Addington Raceway brand. Look, the hopes hold the key here with Enhine and Midnight Dash, but it's not either of them I've gone for on top. I Dream of Jeannie's just racing in incredibly good form. She won a similar type of race at this meeting last year. She raced terrific over the Cup Carnival and into her last 3 performances. Yeah, there's just a lot to like about I Dream of Jeannie, so I'll go for her on top. To beat Enhine, who I thought was pretty brave in the Methven Green Mile. Midnight Dash is exactly what Midnight Dash is. Gives you 100% every single time. And Car Rest, it was much more like her best form, getting to the line okay last week, behind My Moments Now. But yeah, each way I Dream of Jeannie.
Race 7, first leg of the Lake Quaddie, Hadley Windows and Doors Mobile Pace, 2600 at 7:55.
The ultra consistent Ted's Legacy for me comes up with a beautiful barrier draw. Look, his last 3 draws have been 10, 8, and 9, and he comes up with 3 here, and I think that's a huge plus. So I'll go for Ted's Legacy on top for trainer driver Jim Curtin to beat the Coleman, who's racing really well for Craig McConchie and Mark Jones. Last start 3rd was in the She's Tough race at Motukarara there, and on that performance, he'll be riding this once again. Steph's Boy likely to go forward, be in the fight for a wee way, and Bodisha is not the worst for Tony Thomas either. 3, 5, 6, and 8. Good race though, race 7.
Race 8's the Graphite Developments Limited Mobile Pace, 1980 at 8:22.
Yeah, got to go over the page here to Mason Shard, won on debut, then came here to Addington Raceway fresh up, and the flashing light was on the helmet of Samantha Otley. I reckon she'd only need to reproduce last week's run home in 57 and 27 and did it nicely. So I'll go for her on top. Princess Leia is racing really well, as is the Bob Butt team. I think he's on, Darren, about 47 wins, and when I spoke to him the other day about getting to 50, he was like, never in my wildest did I think that was possible this season, maybe a little bit further down the track, but he's going to get there, I reckon. He's a big chance of doing that. Of course, he has Manhattan and Cully's Delight in the Group 1 on Friday night, so you've got to respect Princess Leia. Janati's racing well for Lawrence Hanrahan. The other one I put in was Better Be Sharp. Draw's not ideal, but very good trainer, Jared O'Reilly, so good chance. 11, 3, 4, and 9.
Race number 9 is the NZB Standard Bred Fillies and Mares Mobile Trot 1980 at 8:53, and I think those catalogues for the yearling sales with NZB are already out and about, Greg.
Yeah, they are. You can go online and check it out as well, nzbstandardbred.co.nz. 19th at Auckland, 20 to 22 here in Christchurch for the sales, and there's brothers to copy that, a Cooter being sold. There'll be a lot of interest in this sale. I know the Australian interest is already huge. So, get online or get it posted out to you. A lot of people use it for their Christmas reading, if you like, Darren. I thought Sue Princess would be hard to beat here. Look, she's won a stack of races. She's won quite a few here at Addington. In fact, just looking there, Darren, she's won 10 here at Addington, which is a terrific record. And when she gets into this sort of grade against her own sex, she's got to be hard to beat. So I'll go for her ahead of Silver Linings, who trotter in form, and a female trotter in form almost even more importantly. You've always got to respect. It's so easy. Didn't get it easy last time in the race won by Silver Linings. So it's a chance. And the Bloss was slightly down last week, but every time you think, I might drop her this week, she bounces back. 9, 4, 2, and 8.
The last race on the card, First Direct Taxis Mobile Pace 2600 at 9:19.
Yeah, I've gone for Star Casino here, the royally bred runner, Self-Assured's brother, of course. Racing really well. Solid at Mott last time. Don't worry about coming back on the all-weather. That won't be a problem at all. I think Star Casino, good each way in the last. To beat Ferns Goldie for Dan Reardon. Racing really well, this filly by Gold Ace. I can see her being in the fight throughout. Major Talk's got a chance. Was a winner here 2 starts back and has trialled, albeit it ran 4th of 4 behind Deceptively. If you go back to HRNZ and have a look at that trial, never hooked out. Sam Otley never even showed him clear air. He's got the ability to win this race, so don't count him out. And Get Crackin' was very unlucky at Meffin last time. So, yeah, it's got a chance too. Multi up, the River Boy, Ted's Legacy, Mason Shard. Don't think you'll be far away this week.
Another big night at Addington, of course. Try the smoker over there at Chunky's Corner. Have a bit of a crack at that. Spectators open after the last race to carry on, having a bit of a celebration if you want to, and they'll be carrying on in the rooms upstairs across the venue, Greg, with all those Christmas parties. But we want to leave you someone else with a bit of excitement under the belt. Zara Power winning her first race last week, Greg, and she was pretty excited.
Yeah, she was. She comes from a show jumping background and got tied up through the Paul Kerr team. And, she was pretty rapt to be able to win this race in his colours with a horse she's had a fair bit to do with.
Noah Magnifique at the 175 is 3 to 4 lengths clear from True Confessions. Greenbank Don and the River Boy running on. Noah Magnifique galloped, so Greenbank Don has been left in the lead here. The River Boy chasing hard the outside. Greenbank Don is doing enough, and Zara Power is on the board. Greenbank Don won it by 2 lengths. Second across was the River Boy, and third to go by True Confessions. Then came Raining in My Heart from Willie Gallop. Speaking of gallops, Noah Magnifique threw it away at the 100, and Bonnie Baggery will be last.